السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.
عليكم السلام
وعليكم
ورحمة
السلام
الله
ورحمة
وبركاته.
الله وبركاته.
Okay, so let us start. I hope everyone is fine. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Allahumma salli ala Sayyidina Muhammad. So, okay, we have
ممكن
some.
تعمل ريكول؟
Yes? Somebody has any question?
ممكن بس نسوي ريكورد للمحاضرة؟
Yeah, this is recording has already been started. Okay, this will be recorded and I will share the link with all the participants.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Okay, so let us start. This is a workshop on academic excellence in graduation project report writing, and we will focus on the organization of the report and how you can use the correct diagrams and how you can use proper referencing. So I am Dr. Muhammad Jawad Ikram, Assistant Professor at Faculty of Computer Studies at Jeddah branch. So first of all, let's see just an overview of the workshop. What is this workshop and what it will cover? So this workshop will focus on enhancing the students' ability to prepare high-quality graduation project report in alignment with the Arab Open University standards. So it will improve your ability, how you can come up with good project reports as per the standards of the Arab Open University. And it will cover the organization, effective use of diagrams, academic writing style. I will show you how you can write in an academic way and how you can use the correct referencing and citation. And I will show you what referencing is, what citation is, and why it is important, and how you will do it. Okay. So this is an outline of our today's presentation. Okay, so first we will understand academic excellence. As you see, the name of the workshop is Academic Excellence in a Graduation Project Report Writing. So first of all, you need to understand, you need to know what is academic excellence. So we will understand this, and then we will discuss about the report format and the structure as per AOU guidelines. We will see how AOU has the report structure. So we will explain it. We will explain it chapter by chapter. We will show you what is chapter 1, what is chapter 2, till the last chapter. And then, as you know, that in Arab Open University, the project report is divided into two modules, like TM471 Part 1 and TM471 Part 2. So what should be the content of Part 1 and what should be the content of Part 2? We will discuss it, and we will discuss the marks distribution also, so that you know how your reports will be assessed. And then we will discuss the importance and use of diagrams, the use of UML diagrams, the correct diagrams, why they are important and what is their purpose. And we will discuss about the academic writing, how you can write in a good way, in an academic way. And definitely you will use the referencing and citation. So you will, according to the AOU standards, you should use Harvard referencing styles. So we will discuss what Harvard referencing style is and how you will do it. And we will discuss about plagiarism. Okay, you should avoid plagiarism and what should be the penalty of the plagiarism if there is plagiarism. So we will discuss about some common issues and the best practices. And finally, we will have the question and answer session. So the first of all, here we have the objectives of this session, this presentation. At the end of this session, inshallah, you will be able to understand the TM471, which is our project module. So you will understand the TM471 report requirements and expectations. And you will learn to logically structure chapters for coherence. There should be a connection among the chapters of your report. Okay, like chapter 1 will be linked to chapter 2, and chapter 2 will be linked to chapter 3. So there will be a coherence, a connection. We will see, you will be able to understand, and you will be able to incorporate diagrams to simplify and clarify analysis, and apply proper referencing using Harvard systems, and recognize and avoid plagiarism through ethical academic practices. Now, what is academic excellence? As I told you, the title of the workshop is Academic Excellence in Graduate Project Report Writing. So, what is academic excellence? So, it is not just about completing a report. You just write a report. Your report has just chapter 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and you just write everything. No. This is not academic excellence. It is about demonstrating the critical thinking, research competence, and professional communication. Okay, you write everything in a professional way, in an academic way, and you demonstrate everything in a critical way, right? Um, what is critical thinking? What is research competence? And what is professional communication? So we will understand as we progress in this workshop. Okay. So a well-structured report, this improves clarity, showcases analytical ability, and reflects the credibility of both student and supervisor. The report is the reflection of the student's ability, and also the supervisor, how the supervisor guide the student throughout the project. So this is the importance of the academic excellence. Without the academic excellence, your report will not be a good quality report. If you show it to someone, they will not be impressed. Okay. So now we will discuss as per our outline. We will move forward in the presentation. So the next slide is about the AOU report structure. Okay. So every AOU TM471 report follow a standardized structure to ensure consistency and fairness in evaluation. So these should be the contents in your report. So the first one, this is the title page. You should have a title page showing your name, the project name, and the supervisor name, the university name. I will show you a sample title page later on in this presentation, and then you should have an abstract. So what is an abstract? We will discuss in the upcoming slide. And also after the abstract, you will have acknowledgements. So this is here you thank those people who help you during the project, like your supervisor, your friends, your other teachers, okay, your parents or siblings. So you can also have a dedication, like if you want to dedicate your project to someone, to your father, your mother, so you can write the dedication above the acknowledgements. So after the dedication, you will have the acknowledgements. And then after the acknowledgements, you will have the contents and list of figures and tables. And after that, you will have the regular chapters of your report, which will you will have, like in AOU report, we have 6 chapters starting from introduction, and the last chapter, chapter 6, is the conclusion. And we will discuss what is in chapter 2, 3, and 4, and 5. We will discuss. And then we will discuss the references, reference styles, the Harvard style we will discuss. And you can have any appendices you can have in your report. So these are the content of your AOU report. Okay, these are the contents of your report. Now, this structure helps maintain a logical flow and enables readers to follow the project's progression easily. And if anyone reads your report, so he will follow the progress, and he will, if you apply the academic excellence, so it will be a good presentation for the reader. So the first is the title page. Okay, so what should be included on the title page? So the title, the first thing is the title, project title. So it should be very clear, concise, and reflects your topic, your research topic, or your app, your development, or if you are developing a website. So it should reflect whatever you are developing, if it is an application, if it is some research, if it is anything, any software. So the title should reflect your work, and it should be clear and concise. It should not be very big. It should be to the point. Okay, and avoid abbreviations in the title. You should not recommended to use abbreviations in the title. Okay. Then you should have your student name and ID. So write your full name and ID, and in which degree and program you are, bachelor degree in IT, or what is your program name. So you should write, and then the supervisor name, including the academic title, if he is a doctor or professor. So you should write the full name of the supervisor. And then the institution and department name, like you write Arab Open University, Faculty of Computer Studies. And then when you completed the report, so here you should write the month and the year. Okay. Now the next uh, thing in your report is the abstract. What is the abstract? Okay. So abstract, this should summarize the project aim, methodology, and key results in 100 to 150 words, written after completing the report. Why written after completing the report? It should appear at the beginning of the report. As you see in the previous slide, it should appear in the very beginning of the report. But you should write it after you complete everything, after you complete all the chapters. So then you will know what you have done. Excuse me. So why you should write it at the end? Because once you complete everything, you complete chapter 1, chapter 2, chapter 3, chapter 4, 5, and 6. So you will know what you have done, what are your results, how do you apply your methodology, okay? What are your achievements, what is the lackings. So that's why you should write the abstract once you complete everything, okay? So the abstract is a brief summary about 150 to 50 words. This is a summary of your entire project. So if you give your book to someone, if you give your report to someone, and he only reads the abstract, so he should get full understanding. He should get the main idea of your project. He should get the main information about your project. So this is very important. This is very crucial to write effectively the abstract. Okay, it will represent your work to a reader. A reader, it will be a first impression of your work to a reader, and you know every first impression is the last impression. Okay, so if the first impression is good, so the reader will have interest. He will have more interest in your work, and he will further proceed and read your work. So write it after completing the project using clear and concise language. And here you should have no citations, no figures, no lengthy explanation. Okay, this is everything should be very concise to the point. Here, no need for citations, figures, okay, and lengthy explanation. This is a summary. It is a short form. Okay, make sure it can stand alone and clearly represent your whole work. And we should address five key elements. What are the five key elements of the abstract? The background, what problem you are addressing, what is the problem, okay? And what is the goal or purpose of your project? What is the main objective of your project? So you should write. And what methodology you will use, what methodology you have used. So what approach, tools, or techniques did you use? And then the results, what are the key findings, what are the main findings or main outcome of your project? So you should write here, and then the conclusion, like the main key, the main takeaway point. Okay, what is the significance or impact of your results? So these are the five key elements of the abstract you should write. Here,
Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum salam, yes.
Yeah, Dr. Iman with you.
Yes, Dr. Iman.
Okay, thank you for this workshop. Just I want to say in the abstract, the common
Yes.
mistakes, some student, they write all problems in the abstract.
Yeah.
Yeah, just
Mhm.
including problems without objective, without methodology, without the result. And I want to say in the abstract, you can start with the introduction about your project in one
Yeah.
sentence, in one statement, just then problems, then objectives. Really, when I read it, the previous project, almost of students just write about the problems or just about the problems and objective, not about explain the methodology and the result and the conclusion. If you
Yeah.
have examples, you can explain to your students.
Yes. Thank you very much, Dr. Iman, for your valuable feedback. Um, uh, the
You're
basic,
welcome.
yeah, the basic purpose of this workshop is that, as you mentioned, I have gone through so many previous project reports, and there were no standard format. There was no uh, like um, um, no coherence in the report. The abstract was not good, and the referencing was not good. The diagrams were not good. So that's why I come up with an idea to have a workshop on this. So thank you very much for your feedback. So here I have an example of an abstract from a graduation project. Okay, the project is about smart library management system. So you see here, this is like the main title of their work. So how it is written, the smart library management system is designed to automate and streamline the daily operations of a library, such as book issuance, return, catalog management, and member registration. So you see, as Dr. Iman mentioned, um, this is the overall information of your project in one sentence, in an introductory sentence. Okay, so this is how you should write the main idea of your work. And then the system aims to reduce manual work, minimize human error, enhance the overall efficiency. Now, this is um, the problem. Like without this system, there was too much manual work, there was too much human error. So now, what your system is addressing? It is minimizing the manual work, it is minimizing the human error, and so on. Then develop using a three-tier architecture. The project employs MySQL for database, PHP for server-side processing, and HTML, CSS for user interface. So now you see the next sentence show what is your architecture and what are the tools that you have used to accomplish this task. Okay, and further it gives you some more information about the system, like the system provides secure login for administrators and members, support barcode scanning. These are the main features now you are showing. And then you show testing and evaluation show that the system significantly reduced the time required for book transaction, improved record accuracy by 90%. Now, this is the significance, this is the conclusion, this is the main take home point. Okay, so if a reader read this abstract, he has the full idea of your report. What is your report about? What tools you have used? What is the importance of your report? What was the problem you are addressing? And what is your key finding? So the final statement, this conclude the whole work. This project demonstrates the application of software engineering principles to solve real-world problems in information management. So now you have an idea how a good abstract should look like. Okay, you should you can see here there are no lengthy explanations. Okay, there are no citations, no referencing, only the main information about your project. Okay, so I hope it will be clear. If there is any question, so you can raise your hand and I will allow you to ask a question. Okay. After the abstract, you will write the acknowledgements. Now, what is the acknowledgement here? You will thank those people who have helped you in the course of the project. So you should thank your supervisors, your mentors, peers, and institutions for guidance and support. You should appreciate academic, technical, or financial assistance, if any, if you have received. Recognize contributions through discussion, suggestions, or feedback, and reflect professional courtesy and gratitude, and highlight the collaborative effort behind the project. If you are working in a team, so you should highlight the collaborative effort also. This is the acknowledgement, and here I show you a sample acknowledgement, how you will write the acknowledgement. Like you see, I would like to express my sincere gratitude to my supervisor, the supervisor name, and why you thank your supervisor for his invaluable guidance, continuous support, and so on. Similarly, you are also thankful to the faculty members if they help you, and you write about them. You can write about your project teammates if you are working in a group, or also if your friend have helped you. You can also write about your family, your parents, and your family if they about their time, about their love, about their patience. So this is how you will write acknowledgement. Now, after the acknowledgement, we will have the table of contents. Okay, and in the table of contents, you will write the page numbers of every chapter and every like all the details where a particular chapter is on which page. So you will write everything. I will show you in a report, sample report. So the first chapter will be the introduction. It should start on page one. Okay, introduction we should start on page one. This is the page number one. Before the introduction, like for the acknowledgement, for the table of contents, for the abstract, you should use Roman numbers. Okay, like here, the title page, there should be no page number. Okay, and the abstract, it should start at Roman numbers I, right? Then you have like the acknowledgement, so it should be like at page two, like this. Then you should have the table of contents. If you have, so it should be on page three, and so on. The Roman numbers, the Roman numbers, right? So um, after the you have the table of contents, the list finish, you will have chapter one. So it should start on now on page one, and so on. So page one, then page two, and so on till the end of the report. Your numbers will start from one from here. So now, how you will do this? You can learn it in Microsoft Word. You can divide the multiple sections, the same document to multiple sections, and insert different page number, different styles of page numbers in different sections. Okay, so what is in the introduction? In the introduction, you will introduce the project topic and the problem it addresses. Now here you will provide some explanation, unlike the abstract. Abstract is very concise, very short, very brief. But the introduction, now you will provide more explanation. You will provide background information and context related to the project domain. State the objectives and goals of the project. What are the main objectives of your project? Explain the importance and motivation for choosing this project, why you selected this idea, what is the importance, and outline the structure of the report. So here at the end, the last paragraph of the introduction should be the outline of the whole report, like what you have, how is the report organized. Chapter one is about introduction, chapter two is about literature review, and so on. Then you can also show the project timeline, the Gantt chart, you can show it here, and how you have achieved different goals throughout the project. And you can, and during this chapter, you can also highlight the expected outcome or practical applications of the project. The next chapter is about literature review, the related work. Okay. So, what is the related work? In this chapter, and you analyze the existing research or the existing work that is related to your topic. Okay, so students should review at least 3 to 5 significant studies, compare their findings. Okay, you should do comparison, identify research gaps if you have a research project, or if you have a development project. So you just identify what is the difference between your work and the other works, and justify how they are different, and add something new. Okay, what is new in your project? This is you should highlight in this chapter. You should review at least three. Okay, you can go till five or more, it will be very good, but at least three. You should at least compare your work. You should review. So the first thing is you should review 3 studies. So how you review 3 studies? You first you find the 3 relevant studies related to your work. Then you review those studies. What is their methodology? What are their results? Okay, what is the significance of that study? What is the significance of that study? So you review that study, those studies, the 3 studies, and then you have your own study. So you make a table, or you make any other way for comparing your work and the other 3 works. So here you should justify how your work has something new, how your work has some new contribution. Okay, so this is about the second chapter, the literature review. And you should use, according to the AOU standards, we have many reference styles, but according to the AOU standards, you should use Howard citations, Howard reference style, Howard referencing and citation style. What is Howard style? We will discuss, don't worry. This is an example of a literature review, okay, which use Harvard style, okay, citation. This is citation, okay. I will show you what is this. Like you are writing your chapter literature review. Now you are reviewing other works. Okay, so how you will write about that? So you write here: effective project management plays a vital role in ensuring the successful completion of software development projects. According to Kersner, 2017, clear objectives, proper resource allocation, and effective communication are key factors that influence project success. Similarly, PMI 2021 emphasizes the adoption of agile methodology. So now you see here, what is this Kersner? What is PMI? These are some related works. Like Kersner, this will be in your reference list. Okay, and this is a paper or a book or a conference paper or technical report, anything. It is published in 2017. So in Harvard style, you write like this. You write the author name, and you write the year when this work was published. Okay. Similarly, this is another work which was published in 2021. So all these works are uh, should be in your reference list. Okay, I have just shown in bold text to highlight for you. Like you should not make it bold in your report. You should just write in the normal text. Just but I have make it bold so to highlight for you. Similarly, this is the one paragraph you write about these 2 works. They are similar, their methodologies are mostly similar, so you make it in one paragraph. In contrast, Williams 2019, this is another paper. Williams, he argued that while agile frameworks offer adaptability, they may lack the structure required for large-scale projects and so on, right? So this is now the work of another person, another project. Similarly, another project you write like this, another paper or project. Okay, you see here you have one author. So you write only one name. One, this may be some organization. This is the one author. Okay, if you have two authors, Ahmad and Khan, so you write like this: the name of the last name of the two authors. This is also the last name, the surname. Okay, this is also the last name. This is here you write the last name of both the authors. If you have two authors for a project, for a paper, and if you have more than two authors or more than three authors, then you write like this. Moreover, this is moreover, Taylor et al. Et al means and others. It means and, all means others. So Taylor is the last name of the first author. Okay, the last name of the first author. And et al means and others. And then you write a full stop and the year. This is the correct way of citing in Harvard style. Okay, if you have more authors, so you just write the last name of the first author and et al. So now from this you know that there are more than three authors. So they suggest that the use of project management software tools can enhance coordination, data sharing, and blah blah blah. Right? So this is how you will write your literature review. And I have shown you the Harvard reference, Harvard citation. These are the citations. How will be the referencing? Like this. You see all these referencing like Kersner, Ahmad and Khan, Williams, Taylor et al. I will show you a reference list showing these references. How? Like this. You see here, Ahmad and Khan. These are now two authors. Okay. But this Ahmad is the last name, but you write it like this. Ahmad, the last name, comma, this is the first name, S. Maybe any name, the first name start from S. Sohail or Shahab, or we don't know, right? But you should write like this. The last name you should write complete. For the first name, you should just write the initial. Similarly, the like this is the first name, the initial only you write, and the last name you write complete. This is the second author. And then the year, and here you write the title of the project, like risk management in agile software. So this is the title of the project or the title of the paper or any dissertation or book. So you write like this. In this case, this is the journal. So first you write the title of the work, then you write the journal name, then you write the edition, okay, the volume number and edition, and the page numbers in that, because in the volume you have many papers. You have 20 papers, 30 papers. So in which pages this paper is. So this is from page number 145 to 160. So this is the correct way how you will write a Harvard reference style. Okay. So you see Kersner, this is one author. You see here we have one author, only one name. So this is the last name, and we write like this. And this paper was published in a book. So we write the book 12th edition, Hopkins and J. Wiley published. This is the publisher. Okay. Similarly, PMI, this is the Guide to Project Management Body of Knowledge. This is also some book. This is from Product Management Institute. So we write PMI, the initial, and here we also have the other whatever we have cited here, the works we have written here. Now you see here Taylor, we have more than two authors, so we write Taylor et al. This is one author, the second author, the third author, so more than two, so we write Taylor et al. Taylor and others. So anything you write here, it should appear in your reference list. In the end, I will also have more examples on Harvard reference style. So don't worry, you will understand it. Uh, we will have more discussion on it at the end of the presentation. Now, chapter 3 is about the requirements and analysis. as per the AOU standards. Okay, so this chapter focuses on understanding what the project needs to achieve, what is the purpose, identify what the project needs to achieve and how it will work. What are the functional requirements? Like if you are developing an application, so what are the functional requirements? The main features in your system. Describe the features and the functions the system must provide. What are the non-functional requirements like the performance, usability, reliability, security? Okay, or the LETs are the non-functional requirements. How the ease of use, okay, the ease of learning, learnability, memorability, usability, reliability, security. All these are the non-functional requirements. So you write about those requirements. Like for example, you can write that the system response time should be less than 100 milliseconds. Okay, so you receive instantaneous response from the system. Similarly, you can show some, you can write about usability, that the system should be easy to use. You should consider diversity of users, like you have different groups of users, child, you have adults, you have aged people, you have people from different cultures. So diversity of users, and you make the system easy to use for all groups of users, and you make good interfaces, good backgrounds, good color schemes. So the system should be reliable, secure. Your information, any information in the system should be not available to third parties. There should be integrity of information. Okay, so these are all the non-functional requirements. And the functional requirements, these are the main features of a system. Like, for example, you are developing a software system for a library management system. Library management system. So, what are the functional requirements? Like, borrow a book, return a book, add a member to the library, get membership. Okay, and similarly, many other functional requirements related to the operations of the library you can include as a functional requirements. And if you have studied the course software engineering TM354, so you will know how to write, how to document the functional requirement, how to document the non-functional requirements, and you will apply the requirements engineering process to come up with the agreed requirements. So this is very important for any projects. The requirements, uh, you should give more attention to the requirements, because if your requirements are correctly understood, if you understand the requirements correctly, you can come up with the correct system. If you doesn't understand the requirements correctly, you will develop a wrong system. And then in this chapter, you further do analysis, you examine the existing solutions, highlight the gaps, and justify the need of your project. Okay, what are the existing solution? As you already discussed in chapter 2, here you also do some analysis and write about how your work is different and what is the justification for your work. And you write about the user requirements, identify what the end user needs from the system, what are the user expectations from the system, which type of system they want, and the tools and technologies, which tools you will use, the programming language, you will use Python, you will use Java, you will use PHP, or what are the programming platform, what are the hardware requirements, all you write here in this chapter. And the data and resources, specify the inputs, the outputs, and any data requirements. And here you can also draw some diagrams like use case, you can draw the workflow diagram, use case diagrams, and you visualize how the system will operate with the use of some diagrams you show. And you should also write about, this is also very important, you should write about the ethical and legal aspects. Okay, so this is very important. You should not forget about the ethical and legal. It should not, like your report, your work should not be against the society. It should not be harmful for the human. You should write here the ethical and legal aspects. You should write about it. Then chapter 4. This is the design, implementation, and testing. So up till chapter 3, now you have the main idea of your report. You have the main functional requirements. You have the main non-functional requirements. You know about the user requirements. You know about the tools and technologies. You have diagrams, use case diagrams, workflow diagrams, a lot of diagrams now you have, sequence diagrams. And at this point, uh, you now fully understand what is the importance of your work, what is the significance of your work, and how your work is different than other works. So, what should be the next step? The next step is that based on this data, based on these requirements, you build the design of a system. Okay, so now you should come up with the design in chapter 4. So the design will lead you to the implementation. Okay, so now in this chapter, you present how the system is designed, built, and verified. Okay, you system design strategy. You explain the design approach, for example, modular approach, object-oriented approach. You should justify the choice. Mostly the AOU projects, the student follow the object-oriented approach. So, okay, there's a question from one student. You can ask, yes.
Yes, doctor, thank you. But this chapter is not include yeah, the task that we will do in part one, right? This is
Yeah,
depend for part two.
yes, yes. This will
Okay.
this till chapter 3 you have part 1. I will show you. I will show the breakdown after I finish the discussion on the chapters. Then I will show you what are the contents of part 1 and what are the contents of part 2. So you just wait. Okay. So where were we here? Yes. So you should explain the design approach. You are using the object-oriented approach, architectural design, architecture diagrams you should have include high level and detailed diagrams showing system components and their interactions. So here, this is the place where you can have the UML diagrams, like component diagram, or like a class diagram. You can have the diagrams here. So, and then the implementation approach, describe coding standards, frameworks, libraries, and tools used. The screenshots and demonstrations, you can also take screenshots from your codes and from your interfaces from your project, and you can show it here. You can apply the testing methods also here, like functional testing, integration testing, user acceptance testing. These are different. Software testing, you can apply, verify each feature work as intended. This is the functional testing. The integration testing, ensure that all the modules work together correctly. And the user acceptance testing, validate the system meets the end user requirements. The user will accept the system. You test it with the user and see the feedback. How is the feedback? And then performance and efficiency justification, explain why the chosen design is effective, scalable, or resource efficient. You can have this comment. This will be a very good point if you include. And you can also write the challenges and solution. So here you highlight the issues faced during the implementation and how they were resolved. This is also very important. You should mention in this chapter. And also you should write about the results, briefly summarize the testing results and system performance. Like you apply these testing, okay? So here you should summarize the testing results, how were the tests, and how was the system performance. So this is about chapter 4. Chapter 5 is about now the results and discussion. This is now more detailed results you will present here, presentation of your findings. You display results clearly using tables, charts, graphs, or summaries, and you have your results should be aligned with your objectives. You remember in your first chapter, if I go back, okay, if I go back to chapter 1, um, here you should write about your the objectives of your work. Okay, what is the main importance of your work? What is the main objective of your work? So your um, results and discussion. So this should be aligned with the objective of your work. Discuss how the results relate to the project objectives and whether expectations were achieved, And then you should have analysis of your results, interpret the data. You present many graphs, many tables, so you provide explanation to that, to those tables, identify the trends and explain any unexpected outcomes. If there is any limitations, so you should also highlight the constraints or challenges that affected the results. Ethical considerations, discuss any ethical issues encountered or address during the project. This is the second time you will discuss the ethical consideration, one in chapter 5 and also in chapter 3. We discuss the ethical and legal aspects. So this is important to mention these ethical considerations in both these chapters. And what lessons you have learned, okay? The achievements, emphasize key accomplishment or successful outcomes of the project, and any future enhancement. You suggest some possible improvements or extensions for the future research or implementation. So this is what you will include in your chapter 5 of the report. And then chapter 6 is the conclusion of the whole work. So the purpose is to summarize the major findings of the project clearly and concisely. In relation to objectives, it should be also aligned to the objectives, relate outcomes back to the initial project objectives and goals. The key takeaway points. Here you write the main key points of your projects. In the conclusion chapter, highlight the most important results, insights, or achievements, and you also give some recommendations based on your findings, suggest practical improvements, best practices, or lesson learned. And then you also write about the future work, any possible enhancements, extensions, or area for further research, further work. And this should be written with clarity and brevity. You should keep it like this is a conclusion of the whole report. So it should be up to 2 or 3 pages. Avoiding introducing new data. You should not introduce new data. And optionally reflect on the overall learning experience and project impact. So this is the conclusion. Okay, this is the main takeaway points from your project. Okay, here is one of the students asked me how the work is distributed. So, as according to the Arab Open Universities standards, this we have two parts: TM471 Part 1 and Part 2. Okay, so in Part 1, you will write till chapter 3. Okay, chapter 1 to 3, part of Part 1, and then from 4 to 6 you will write in part 2. Okay, as we discuss these chapters, you see here chapter 1, 2, 3. So till chapter 3, this is the content for part 1, but you will have the references also. You will write chapter 1, 2, 3, and after this you will have the references also, reference list. Okay, reference list you will have. And then chapter 4 you will start, from here you will start TM471 part 2. So this will be included in the report of part 2, 4, 5, 6, and at the end you will have references. Okay, so in chapter in the report of part 2 you will not include the first 3 chapters or the other things. You already submitted this, or you will submit this in the LMS in part 1 till chapter 3. So when you will be in a part 2, so you will only part 2 should start from chapter 4, and then you will submit this chapter 4 till the end in the LMS. Okay, so this is you should know about the 2 courses. And you now I will also talk about the grade distribution in this course. Okay, so that you achieve good, how you can achieve good grades. So you should know that part 1 will have 30% marks. Okay, and part 2 will have 70% marks. Yes, there's a question, Ahmed. Yes, you can ask any question. You can turn on your mic and ask. Okay, so you see here, For part one, the report will have 25 marks, and the presentation that you will present at the end of the semester, this is 5 marks. So 30 marks in part one, and then in part two, you will have the same 25 marks for the report, and 10 marks for the presentation, and 35 marks for the demonstration. Okay, what is the demonstration? This is how your application, your project works. You show to the examiners uh, how your project works. So you open, for example, if you are developing some application in Android, so you open Android Studio, for example, and you show how the app works. Okay, it should be ready, and you show it everything. You show different interfaces, you show different inputs and outputs, and they will ask you questions. So this is the demonstration. Okay, and the presentation and demonstration on the same day. So first you will have the presentation, just introduce your topic, the main of findings of your work. Okay, and then you show the demonstration, and this is the report. As I told you, this is this report, chapter 1 till chapter 3, and this report, chapter 1, sorry, chapter 4 till chapter 6. So if you have any question in up till this point, you can ask. Okay.
Sir, what was the difference between the two presentations in part one, part two?
Yes. Part 1 is part of the your course in TM471 part 1. Okay, you see, this
Yeah.
is TM471 part 1. So you will have this presentation, like for example, you are now registered in TM471 part 1. So in this semester, at the end of this semester, you will have a presentation of 5 marks. You will show what is your project, what is your what are the related works, and like whatever you have written in the first 3 chapters, you will present in a form of a presentation here. And then in the next semester, when you register Team 471 Part 2, so here, this will be the presentation for the overall work. Okay?
Okay.
Okay, now, so far we have discussed the report format as per the AOU guidelines, and we have discussed the breakdown of the chapters, and we have discussed the marking criteria also. Now I will give you some more information about diagrams. Like now we will discuss something about academic excellence. Okay. Till now we discussed the AOU report structure, but now in the upcoming slides we will discuss about academic, how you can bring academic excellence to your projects. Okay. So here the first thing is about the importance and use of diagrams. So diagrams simplify complex ideas, provide visual clarity, and make it easier for readers to follow logic and process. So you know there's a quotation that a picture worth 1,000 words. Like if you write something in 1,000 words, you can show the same details in one picture. So diagrams are very good. They visually you present a lot of information. Also, diagrams help you in understanding the requirements. Like for example, if you consider the use case model, so you make a use case diagrams and you discuss with the users like what are the actors, okay, and what are the main functional requirements, and who is responsible for each task in the system, how the user will interact with the system. So the behavior of the system you can show. So the diagram demonstrate analytical thinking and also represent data flow, relationships, and hierarchies effectively. And a well-designed diagram enhances comprehension and reduces text density. And you have common types of diagrams in for your projects. These are not the only diagrams. You have many diagrams but most commonly you have data flow diagrams which show how data moves within the system. The use case diagrams define the interaction between user and the system. And the class diagrams represent the overall like design of a system, the object-oriented structures. Once you have a class diagram, you can write the code. Okay, you can, because the class diagram show you the class names, the attributes, the methods, the constructors. So everything you need for implementation, the class diagram give you. You have relationships, you have like aggregations, you have compositions, you have generalization, different types of relationships among the different classes. You have inheritance. So you can write the code. The class diagram can help you a lot in writing the code and in writing in the implementation. Okay, this is a blueprint for you. So you have the class diagram, you can write the code. Yes, there's a question.
Will you show us demonstration on the diagrams? Because I couldn't find anything for the class
I,
diagram.
I will show you. Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Then we have flowcharts. So you know from the basic programming, the flowcharts, the ER diagrams used for the database structures, and architectural diagrams illustrate different system components. So here I will show you because if I focus on each of these diagrams, so then the workshop will be too long. Okay. So what I have done, I have provided some links here. Okay. You can go to these links and it will give you very easy explanation. This is a full diagram course on UML diagrams on YouTube. I have a good from good sources. Okay, and this one is a tutorial on a class diagram, like how you will have a good class diagram. Okay, what are the main components of a class diagram? So it explains you everything about the class diagram. So here are some um, links you can follow for understanding the UML diagrams, and then you can use it effectively in your reports. Okay, and here, so these are video tutorials. Okay, all these are from YouTube. And here I have provided you links for some tools. Like for example, um, you want to draw a class diagram. Where you will draw? You will draw in Microsoft Paint or PowerPoint or where? No, you should not use PowerPoint or Paint for the diagrams. You should use specific tools. So here are some tools, and these are easy to use tools. Some of them are free, some are like not free. Okay, so you should just click these links. Okay, and it will you can easily use these tools. They are very easy to use. Just you can click specifically this one. I have already used so many times, visual paradigm. You can click this and you can use it very easily for drawing the use cases, for drawing the class diagrams and any UML diagrams you can use using these tools. Okay, like for example, let me uh, if I can. So I have provided the links. You can open it here. Now, best practices for diagrams. So keep diagrams simple and consistent. You should label all entities and process clearly. You should use figure numbers and captions. Remember, if you have diagrams, you should write the figure number. This is figure 1. And what is this figure about? So you should write the caption. For example, figure 3.2, figure 1.1, or so on, and write the caption. What is this about? And you should reference each figure in the text. Like you have figure 3.2 in your report, so you should write in the text, what is this figure about? You should write figure 3.2, highlight the key finding of our work. It show performance and security and so on, right? So you should write about those figures in your text. And you should avoid clutter by limiting elements per page. What is clutter? Clutter means putting too much details in one place. Like you have like one page you show 4 or 5 diagrams. So there will be too much details, which will not be easily readable for the user. So avoid clutter by limiting elements per page. Show one diagram, provide some explanation. If you have small diagrams, so show 2 diagrams and provide the explanations. Okay, so these are some best practices for the diagrams. Now, the academic writing style, how you can put academic excellence now in your writing. So, the first thing, you should be formal. You should be very professional. Use professional and academic language. Avoid slang language or controversial tone. What is the slang? Like the street language. Do not use the street language. Okay, use like proper professional language in your writing. For example, you write some sentence in your report, so you write like this: numerous studies have examined. You should not write like this: a lot of people looked at. So this is like a slang, this is a street language. A lot of people not just write, because you are writing about some studies, some research, some other projects. So write about professionally, write about those studies in a professional way. Similarly, so this is a formal way of writing, and you can find more tutorials on how to write formally. Okay, then be objective and evidence based. You support claims with facts, data, or credible references, not personal opinions. You should write everything based on some facts, based on some references, credible references. You should not write based on personal opinions. No, personal opinions, you should not write about personal opinions. How? Like this. Example, you write results indicate improved accuracy. So you write like this based on some credible references, based on some facts. You should not write like this: I think it's better. We think it's better. You, I, we. Don't use the personal pronouns. Okay. So I, you, we. You should avoid this personal pronouns. Focus on the research, not on the writer. Like here, you use the system was developed. Don't write like we develop a system, okay, or I develop a system. No, the system was developed. Use precise and logical language. Choose technical terms and link ideas clearly. For example, use these connecting words: therefore, however, moreover, okay, nevertheless. Similarly, maintain consistency. Keep the same tense. Okay, like you write your literature review, your introduction, or your results. So use the same tense consistently. Okay, usually past for methods or results. Like you see, you can write the result. It was shown in the results, or the result revealed, the result proposed that. So use consistently one tense, past tense for the methods or the results, and use uniform terminology throughout. So this is the consistency. These are some information about academic writing style. Okay, you should avoid the street language, you should avoid the personal pronouns, okay, and you should use good connecting words, right? And then you have some writing tips here. So set clear objectives, define the purpose and key message for each chapter before writing. What is the purpose? What is the objective of this chapter? So this will further enhance your report. If you write an objective before writing the chapter, like you write the heading of the chapter, and then you write what is the objective of this chapter. So you write in the beginning. So this will further improve the excellence. Okay, this will be further bring excellence in your report, and ensure logical flow. Use transition sentences to link ideas smoothly between sections. Be concise and precise. Be to the point. Okay, and avoid unnecessary repetition, filler words, or technical jargon that confuses the readers. Jargons are some terminologies used in a particular place. Like some terminology is used only in Arab Open University. So the people will know those terminologies outside the people, outside the Arab Open University, people will not know. Like, for example, one of the jargon in Arab Open University is we use TMA, MTA, okay? So this is only we, the Arab Open University people, they know. But outside people, uh, if they read this, then they will find it hard to understand. What is a TMA? They will not know. What is an MTA? So avoid the jargons, okay? Use good words. And the main tip for the writing is you should write for the reader, not for yourself. Okay, like you say, I have written this and I understand very well. No, write for the reader who will read your work. You should write for the reader. Okay, so then you will uh, uh, while you are writing, do empathy. How the reader will feel while he will read this report. So this is how you will write for the readers, okay? And revise and proofread. This is very important. If your report has grammar mistakes, spelling mistakes, so this is not a good academic report. You should revise it. You should review draft multiple times for structure, coherence, clarity before the final submissions. And you should use some digital tools like Grammarly for finding the Grammarly is a very good tool. You can add it to your Microsoft Word editor, and it will find the grammar mistakes for you. And Microsoft Word also finds some spelling and grammar mistakes for you. But if you add Grammarly, it is free. Most of the features are free. You can add it to your Microsoft Words and also to your emails. So uh, it will help you a lot in removing the grammar mistakes and the typing mistakes and the spelling mistakes. You can use Turnitin or even the Microsoft Word editor. And now also you have a lot of AI tools that can help you in writing good reports without grammar mistakes. Okay. Then the referencing, I will give you some information on referencing, how you will do the correct referencing. Referencing acknowledges the original sources of information. Like you read some other papers, some other projects, and you write about those projects in your work. So you should provide a reference to that work. So how you will provide that reference? You will use Harvard system consistently throughout the report as per AOU guidelines. We have a lot of reference styles like Harvard style, APS style, Chicago styles, IEEE style, but you should use one method consistently. And AOU recommend Howard system. Okay, so you should include in-text citations for every paraphrase, quote, figure, or borrowed idea followed by a comprehensive reference list. Always ensure consistency in punctuation, italics, and author details. Here I show you some examples from Harvard style. This show you how you will um, uh, do the referencing in Harvard style. Okay, for example, if you have a book, okay, you read some information from the book and you include in your report. How you will write the reference? So you write like this. You see, J. Smith. So J is the first name, so you write only the initial, and here you write the last name, Smith, the surname. And here you write the year of publication in the parentheses, and then you write the book name, and this is the edition and where it was published, London and by Pearson. This is the publisher. And how you will refer to this book in the text, like in your literature review chapter or any other chapter, how you will write about this. So you write like this: Smith 2020 discuss about this or that. Okay, Smith 2020 uh, provide a discussion on introduction to computer science, and then you write about their work. So this is how you will write the citation, in-text citation. Like in your literature review, you will write like this to refer to this book. If you have book single author like this, as you have the first example, book multiple authors, so you write the same first, the first author, the second author. Okay, you write the last name in full and the first only initial, then a full stop, then the year, then the book name, and then the uh, publisher. Here we write the edition because this book has previously the first edition, now the second edition. This is the only edition, no other edition, so no need to write first edition, just like this. Here, this is an edited book. Like if you write some chapter in the book, so you write like this. If you write a journal, okay, in the journal you will write like this. This is the authors, the year, and this is the title of the paper. And here, this is the journal name. You write in italics, the volume and number, and this is the page numbers. So you have two authors, Brown and Green. So you write Brown and Green, comma 2019. Similarly, online journal articles, you should also provide the same information as you show in the previous one. But here you should now also provide the link available at this link. And you should also write the access date when you accessed on October 13th. Similarly, a website, so you should write the website name, okay, like from WHO, World Health Organization. So you should write like this. This is the website. So again, you should write here the access date when you access in this format. This is a technical report. So you should write from which organization the report is, the name of the organization, the name of the report, and then you should provide the link and when you access it. And here how you can do the citation. In this slide, you can see the citations. Then the conference paper, how you write. Okay, this is the conference paper. This is a thesis, like a master or a PhD thesis, how you will do the referencing. And this is the from the newspaper. And this is a journal. If you have more, three plus authors, like more than two authors. So like here you have one author, Miller, Thompson, and Clark, of Patel. This is like four authors. So you write only the first name of the first author, last name of the first author, Miller et al. Yeah. So this is how you do the in-text citation, and this is the correct way of referencing. Now, the question is how I can write these references, like I can make mistakes while I am writing all the references in the correct format. So now there are a lot of tools which can help you in writing a reference in a correct format. Okay, how you can write? You can use EndNote. Okay, you can use LaTeX, which is more professional for a computer science professionals. Okay, LaTeX, you will write the code in an editor, and you run the editor. It will generate a PDF file for you. So you write the your report like a code. LaTeX is very interesting. You should read about LaTeX. You should watch videos on LaTeX. Okay, how to write the referencing in the using the LaTeX. I will also show you at the end of the presentation another very easy way that will help you now, but later you should learn more about the referencing using proper tools. Okay, the last thing is about the plagiarism. You should know about the plagiarism. This is a very serious academic offense. And to avoid the plagiarism, you should paraphrase your ideas. You should paraphrase ideas in your own words. You should use proper citations. Okay, if you have taken some information from outside sources, you should use plagiarism detection tools to find the similarity in your work, and then you can remove it by paraphrasing, and quote directly only when necessary and use quotation marks. So AOU has some severe penalties for plagiarism, very strict plagiarism policy. If you have similarity from 30 to 49%, you will have 30% deduction of the marks. Less than 30%, like up to 29, no deduction. And you see from 50 to 69, 50%, and 70 to 89, 70%, and above 89, full reduction. You will get zero. So this is very important to avoid plagiarism. Okay. And last but not the least, the ethics, legality, and social issues. Your project must comply with ethical, legal, and professional standards. It should not be against the society. Like you should not develop some software that should be harmful for the society. Like we know there are some games, there are some websites that are harmful for the society. So you should not develop something that is harmful for the society. This includes representing intellectual property, also ensuring data confidentiality. If you are using any data from the users, you should ensure confidentiality, integrity, addressing social and environmental impacts, and you should discuss these issues in chapter 3 and 5 as we discussed in the previous slides. And here I show you some common report mistakes, which many students do similar mistakes, like lack of structure or missing chapters. There is no proper structure, no consistency. So this is one of the common mistakes. Insufficient analysis or evaluation. Analysis is insufficient, only just simple information, no deep investigation. Unreferenced material. You used outside information, outside sources, but you don't use any citation or references. Poor grammar or formatting. Overuse of images without explanation. You provide many images, the students provide images, but there are no explanation for those images. So these are some common mistakes that you should avoid. And best practices for excellence, how you can bring excellence in your report. So you should start early and plan your timeline, work from the beginning, communicate regularly with your supervisor, okay, and keep backup copies of all your work. You should not lose your work, because many times students came to me that they lost their report of part one, and now they have difficulty in part two. So this is very important to keep backup of your work and review AOU guidelines frequently and practice consistent formatting and citation style. So the main takeaway points from this session I have written here. You should focus on organizations, okay, of the report, because organization ensures the clarity, okay, how clear, how well organized your report is. So this will be very clear for the reader. He will enjoy reading your report. And if you have diagrams, it will enhance communication. It will provide more information, valuable information to the user, and referencing demonstrates academic honesty. This is very important. Like if you use some diagrams, if you use some table from outside, some information from outside, you should have a reference for it. This is academic honesty, because if you don't provide a reference, so the reader will assume that this is your work, but in reality that is not your work. So which is not academic honesty. So you should have academic honesty. And you remember, continuous improvement leads to excellence. Okay. So on that note, I will conclude my presentation. Use this session to clarify any doubts. If you have, we have question and answers. But before that, question and answer, I just want to show you some demonstration, as just 5 minutes demonstration, and then we will have question and answer session. Okay. You can reach me on my email. Okay. But before question and answer, I have some demonstration I want to show you. Let me. Uh, Here, yes. Yes. Okay, as I told you, basic the AOU structure. Okay, so here I just have a sample report. I show you how you can organize, how you can have your report. Okay, like it's better to have the very first page of your report. You write Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. It's very good if you include this. Okay, and then this is your title page. Okay, so for example, you write your title. Okay, this is the title of your work. This is just a sample. You can have a different format, follow the AOU guidelines, but I just show you a sample. So you write the title of the page, who has written this project, write your name here. Okay, and then this is a report. Okay, not a thesis, this is a report. Report submitted for the requirements of the degree of BS. Okay, then who is the supervisor? Write the supervisor name here. Then the Faculty of Computer Studies, Arab Open Universities, Saudi Arabia, and here you write the year. Okay, this is the Hijri and the English calendar, right? So the title page should look something like this. You can also place Arab Open University logo somewhere here in the middle. You can insert the logo here also. It's up to you. Then you can have a dedication, like you want to dedicate your work to your father, your mother, or anyone. So you write the dedication here. This is the dedication. Okay. Then you write there after the dedication, you have the acknowledgement. Okay. So the acknowledgement, I show you a sample acknowledgement. You can put the acknowledgement here, or you can thank all the people who have helped you in this project. After the acknowledgement, you will have the table of contents. So on this page, now you will insert the table of contents. Okay. And then you have the chapter. After the table of contents, you will have the chapter. So for example, this is some chapter introduction. Okay. Uh, this chapter this is using IEEE style, but you will use Harvard style as I show you in the report. In the report, we use Harvard style. Remember, this is the Harvard style I show you here. This is the Harvard style referencing. You will not write the numbers, okay? You write the name of the authors and the years. This is the Harvard style. But here I just this example show IEEE style, but I want to highlight some point for you, not the referencing here. I want to highlight some other points for you. Like if you are using some table, for example, in your report, this is a table, so you should have a proper number for the table. For example, the table is in chapter 1, and this is the first table in your report. So you write table 1.1. If this chapter is in chapter 2 and this is the first table, you will write table 2.1. Second table 2.2 and so on. And this is the table, and I have taken it from some outside source. So you will write the reference here, but you will write in the Harvard style, not this the IEEE style. You will write the Harvard style as I show you in the slide. Okay. So you should use the proper number for the table or any other figure. And for the figure, you will write figure 1. For the table, normally you write above the table. For the figure, you write normally you write the figure below the figure, right here, the caption. Okay, figure. This figure is, for example, in chapter 3 in chapter 3. So you write figure 3.1 and write the name of the figure. What is this figure about? And you write here the reference from where you have taken this figure. If you have taken it from outside, so you write the reference for the figure. So this is the proper numbering for the figures. If you have more figures, so you write like this. This figure is, for example, now in chapter 5. Now this figure is not from any outside source. This is my own figure. So I write the name of the figure, but no reference here, no citation here. This is my own figure. Okay. So no citation here. This is how you should include the figures. You should use proper captioning and proper numbering, okay, for the figures. And as I told you in the introduction, you should also include one paragraph like this. which show the overall organization of your report. So you should write like the last paragraph should be that the rest of this report is organized as follows. So chapter 2 discusses the related work. In chapter 3, we discuss the requirement and analysis. In chapter 4, we discuss the design. In chapter 5, and so on. Chapter 5, we discuss the results and evaluation. In chapter 6, we conclude the whole work. So this is how you should write the overall organization of your report. This should be the last paragraph of your introduction chapter. So when the reader see your report, he will have a very good idea of your report. What are the contents of your report? Okay, and if you follow this approach, you can publish your report as a book. Okay, if you follow all these guidelines. So this is the important thing. Also, as I told you, you should write the objectives of your work in the introduction chapter also. Like you say here, the core objective of this report, okay, you will have a report, not thesis, of this report is to experimentally investigate this and this and that, okay, and we divide this work in the following sub-objectives. First we do this, second we do this, finally we do this. So this is the main objectives you should also write in your report in the introduction chapter, okay. uh, then you should use the table of contents here. How you can insert the table of contents? You can, you should use simple, sorry, you can use the labeling. Okay, like this is, for example, the you can use select the headings. This is heading 1. Okay, and you come here. Let's say this is also heading 1. Okay, and then you go to the chapters. For example, you have chapter 3, so this is, let's say, a heading 3. Okay, you see here 3.1.3 and so on. So similarly, you can also add, like if you want to add caption to a figure, you can right click here and you can see here insert caption. Okay, so here you can write the figure, the one, and write the name of the figure. And if you want to label it as a table, you can select table from here. Okay, so then it will be the caption will be added as a table. So once you do the labeling and the table, the captioning, so you can insert a table from here. Um, you can insert a table here. How you will insert a table? You just come here. Okay, I will show you how you can insert the table. Okay, this one I will do it here. Yes. You come here, references, okay, in the Microsoft Word, and click here, table of contents. And you can check, select any of the layout, select this one. So you see here, the table of contents will be automatically created for you. And you see the leveling, this is chapter 1, 2, and 3, and so on. You can click control and press here. You can go to this chapter. You see here, and if you now provide some more information here, okay, you update the page numbers, okay, or maybe you add some more information, so you can update the table of contents from here also. You can click here and update table. You can update the entire table or only page number. For example, if you have updated any of these titles, okay, like the chapter name or any subheading you have updated, so you can update the entire table. It will update the page numbers and everything for you. Similarly, you can also insert the table of figures, okay. You can insert the table of figures. Here, for example, I want to insert the table of figures. I come here, insert, and the references, I come here, insert table of figures. So any format I can choose and I can select. But now I have no figures because no proper captioning, so it will not show any tables. But if you do the proper captioning, because I just copy it from somewhere, so then you will see the table here also, and you can update the table. Okay. Another thing I want to show you, just last thing. Um, just one thing, how you can download a Howard reference style from Google. Okay, just I will open my browser, and here I open, for example, this one. Okay, and here I open, for example, any paper. Okay, on Google Scholar, I open any paper, and I want to. Okay, I am not robot. Okay, now these are some papers. Okay, I want to use it in my references. How I will do? I want to use this paper in my references. So I just open Google Scholar, and I found the paper here. So I will click here, cite. Okay. So if you click here, cite, you will see this one, Howard style. You can just copy from here. Okay. And then paste in your reference list. You see here many reference styles. We have MLA, APA, Chicago, Harvard, we have IEEE, and as I told you, you have EndNote, you have LaTeX. For LaTeX, you will download these uh, references in this style. That is another story, and big and a very like it will require hours of discussions. Okay, how to do referencing in LaTeX or EndNote, but just for your reports, how you will include references like like this. You found any paper on Google Scholar, you want to use it in your reference list, so and write in the correct format in a consistent way. So consistently use Google Scholar and download from here. Okay, so it will be in a good way in your report, and then you can paste in your reference list. Okay, one more thing. I show you the rubrics for the uh, how your marks, how your reports, your presentation will be assessed by the examiners. Okay, so the presentation one, this is the rubrics. Here you see, while you are making your presentation, you should keep in mind these points. Okay, these are the three main points: quality of presentation, project planning, communication skills, and each has these marks. Okay, and remember this total marks for this is 5. Okay, for part 1 presentation. And here the examiner will look for these details in your presentation. uh, Everything, clarification of project aims, yes or no. If it is clear, he will give you 2 marks. Demonstration of problem and suggested solution. It is you have shown this in your presentation, yes or no. How good, he will give you the marks here. Okay, similarly the rest of the details. So you should follow these guidelines, and you see these are the marks, how you will get the marks. This is for presentation of part 1. Then I show you the report rubrics. So what the examiner or the supervisor will see in your report. So these are the guidelines. Introduction, 6 marks. What are the marks? You have clear problem definition, clear statements, aims, deliverables, target customer, provide clear, logical, comprehensive suggested solution. Whatever we discussed now in the introduction chapter, same information is required here. The examiner will look for the same information which we discussed. If it is found in your, he will give you good marks. See, there are also marks for abstract. Abstract is good, he will give you good marks. Then the related works, at least 3 works. Yes, okay, give him 3 marks. So comparing, 4.5 marks. Then you have the chapter design stage. Okay, the third chapter. So here you see the marks. So remember, if you have plagiarism, you will lose marks. Your marks will be deducted. Okay, if you have less than uh, 2,500 words or 3,000 words written here, so you will lose some marks. Okay, you should use proper citation, as you see here, proper references, how you refer a journal, a conference. You should have consistency. Okay, so this is has marks. If you use proper citation and referencing, you will get full 4 marks here. So together this is 50 marks, and then we will calculate it to 25. So this is for part one. The same rubrics we have for the final, like the part two. Okay, this is for the presentation of part two. It has 10 marks. It has 10 marks. Okay, it has 10 marks, and you have all the points mentioned here. And this is the marks for the deliverable, which is 35. Okay, so does the system work correctly as intended? Feedback on questions. Okay, how was the code, clear, modular design? So these are the points the examiner will look in your demonstration. And finally, this is the rubric for the report of part two, which will start from chapter 4. So these are the points. Is the design approach well explained? List of the specifications, implementation issues were discussed, testing strategies. Okay, you see here all the points that we discussed there are now also you can see it here, the conclusion. Okay, so the goals are clear, the presentation of the work is good. So these are the rubrics. You should follow these guidelines. Okay. So now that's the end of the session from my side. If you have any questions, you can ask. Yes, you can ask, Miss Sarah.
Yes. Doctor, sorry, the report, how many page can I put it? يعني maximum can it could be 35?
The pages, you mean the pages?
Yes, because I
The,
specified too much the content, so I see that my pages is too much of the normal. يعني, is it okay?
it's okay. There is no limit for the pages. Okay. You should, you have limit for the words. You should have 3,500 to 4,500 words. So for the page, no limit. Okay.
Okay. But I made a Google Forms also. Can I put it in the report like a reference or I cannot?
Google Forms you used for what? For surveys or
For
what?
I try to collect data to understand my users. So
Okay. So
this is help me personal or in my, can I put it in the report?
you can put it in the appendix if you want. Okay. Like after at the end of the report, after the references, you have appendix. So in the
Mm,
appendix, you can put it if you
okay,
want.
thank you.
Discuss with your supervisor. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Yes. Welcome. Anything else? Yes, Abdul Rahman.
Doctor, the charts and the diagrams, which chapter we should put them?
Yeah, good question. You have diagrams and let's go back here. I will show you. Uh, in chapter 3, okay, requirements analysis. Here you can have diagrams like a use case model, okay. You can have activity diagram, you can have flow charts, you can have data flow diagrams, okay, workflow diagrams. So this is in chapter 3. And
Only
then
Doctor at 3, or we can put it in chapter 2 or 4 or in
chapter
chapter
2,
else.
no, I am talking about the UML diagrams. Like the UML diagrams you will have in chapter 3, like the use case, okay, sequence or activity diagrams. But other diagrams like which show like flow chart, which show some like you take a picture from other works, okay, like in the related works, you show some interfaces. You can have diagram of the interface of the related work. You can show it here. You can show your diagram, your interfaces that your work is different. So you can have diagram in any chapters. But I am talking here about the UML diagrams. So you should have the use case activity or sequence in chapter 3, and you should have the class diagram or component diagrams. So it should be in chapter 4. Okay.
Okay, Doctor. Thanks.
Yes. Anything else? Okay, there is some question in the chat. What is the question here? Let me see. Um, Doctor, I am working in part 2. Can we get the feedback of report part 1? Yes, we have already sent the feedback, or you can ask your supervisor. He can give you the feedback of part 1. Okay, you can ask the supervisor. Email. He can give you. The feedbacks were uploaded to the LMS last time. Maybe you didn't see, but you can ask the supervisor. Send email. If I am your supervisor, send me an email. I will provide you. Okay. Okay. Yeah. I will send the slides. Okay, to you, all of you, and I will also share the recording. So if there are no more questions, so that's the end. Thank you all of you, and I hope.
Doctor, I send you a question on the chat.
Question in chat. Where is your question? I can't see. There are a lot of discussion in the chat. I couldn't see. Can you show it
The new questions.
now? Okay. Do you have a template? Okay. Uh, we don't have any specific like template, but we have the all the, as I show you in the presentation, the main structure of the AOU report. Like as per the AOU guidelines, we have like chapter 1, as I show you here, right? In the presentation. I will share this presentation, so it will help you in in making your report like this. As I show you here, this is the AOU report structure: title page, abstract, acknowledgements, table of contents, and chapters, and then the references, and then the appendixes. Okay, this is the structure you should follow. Okay, another
There is
question.
no template. We can do it step by step.
No, no template, no specific template. Okay. Okay, then we have another question. Are the appendices included in the research papers word count? Yes, it will be counted. It will be counted, yes. The time and deadline for submission of the report, you should follow the announcement on the LMS. Okay, so the BCC will announce the deadline for report submissions.
Doctor,
Anything
do you have
else? Yes.
any old template you can send it?
Any old report, you mean, from any old
Yes.
students? Because
Yes.
I would be happy to send, but there were too much problems in those reports. There were no standard format, like they were not written in a good academic way. So even if I sent you, it will not help you. So follow what I instructed you in this workshop, okay? Follow the guidelines of this PowerPoint presentation, so you will come up with a good report. Okay.
Okay.
Anything else? Okay, thank you, all of
The
you.
deadline of the report.
Yeah, the deadline will be announced on the LMS. Okay, I don't know now the deadline, but you should follow the LMS. And yes, I will share the slides after I finish the workshop. Okay, I will also share this recording. Thank you.
Okay.
I hope you will have benefited from it, inshallah. Thank you. Assalamu alaikum.